Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at the ABSIMA AB 3.4 again. Now on the last video I actually did on this, we took this back out for another run. This time it was actually successful. So long story short, this thing started out in kit form. I ran a brush setup which didn't really go to plan. I then converted to brushless, and that is pretty much where it's sat at the moment. Now my reasoning for actually doing this series was because I like to actually feature budget RCs on my channel. If you're new around here and you haven't seen any of my other videos, be sure to check those out, especially if you're into budget RCs. I do like to do budget RCs on the channel, which is one of the reasons why the ABSIMA actually caught my eye. Now I wanted to give it a fair chance, which is why I pretty much changed everything around to actually get it into a good working order. Like I said, took it for a test run, and you know, things turned out to go quite well for me. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the good things and the bad things about it, whether or not I'd actually recommend it to anyone, and we're also going to see just how fast it is as well. Okay, so the first thing we'll do today is actually find out how fast it actually is. Now, a few of you have been asking, how quick is it? Was it worth doing the brushless conversion? There's been a few questions, so what we'll do is we'll head over to my speedrun location. We'll see how fast this is on 2S and 3S. We'll then come back here and we'll have a little bit of a discussion about the things I like about it and the things I dislike about it, and whether or not I'd actually recommend it to someone maybe as their first kit or a beginner. We'll go over all that sort of stuff. But I think the first thing we'll do is actually find out how quick it actually is. Okay, so here it is then, the ABSIMA AB 3.4. Now we're running the brushless setup in there. We've got the beyondRC motor and the Servos Hobby ESC. That's a 60 amp ESC. I've made a few changes to this since you last see it. I was having a little bit of an issue with the armor. Oh, a little bit windy. I was having an issue with the armor servo that I was actually running in there. It just didn't feel like it was powerful enough, so I'm running a JX servo in there now. They're quite cheap, you can get those off of Banggood. I will leave a link in the description for that. Also using the transmitter and receiver off of my Team Corelli Triton. Now, reason for this was the Maverick receiver and the Maverick transmitter and receiver that I was initially running on this was also giving me issues. So I've just had to have a little bit of a switch up and change a few things around. Okay, so we're going to run 2S and 3S on this today, and then we will see how fast it is. We'll head back to the house and we'll talk about some of the good points and bad points about this kit, because there's definitely a lot of good points, but there's also quite a few bad points as well that we will cover in more detail after the speed run. Right, then let's see what we achieved on 2S. So we got 33 miles per hour, 2S pack, and that is obviously stock gearing on the beyondRC motor and Servos Hobby ESC. 33 miles per hour is more than respectable. So what we'll do now is we will fit the 3S pack in. We'll take this for another run, and yeah, we'll see how fast this thing is on 3S. I'd like to say I hope we sort of hit 40. That would definitely be a nice little number to hit. 40 miles per hour, 3S. Let's see if we can do it. Right, let's see what we achieved on 3S then. Okay guys, so, well, firstly the shocks just popped off there, which is probably my fault because I just flipped it. So we actually got 45 miles per hour. Now, to be honest with you, I'm very impressed with that. 45 miles per hour stock gearing on this motor and ESC combo. 45, very respectable indeed. Yeah, that surprised me a little bit. I think we'd hit 40, but I didn't think we'd hit 45 to be fair. So that's an incredibly fast little buggy there, you know, a 1/10 scale buggy doing 45 miles per hour on the brushless setup. That would definitely keep someone happy for quite a while. Right then, so as you see, we've got a fairly decent speed out of this today. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to the house. We're going to talk about some of the good points and bad points about this this vehicle, and there's definitely some things to talk about. There's a lot of bad points, but there's also some good points. You know, the general build quality is quite good. I had issues with it, but not necessarily the kit's fault, but component choice maybe. But we're going to talk about that once we get back to the house. So on 2S and 3S then, as you see, it's definitely not slow. It may not be the fastest thing in the world, but it would definitely be enjoyable for someone, especially if this is your first ever kit. It's definitely going to be enjoyable. Now, we could potentially go a lot faster if we wanted to. We could stick 4S in there, you know, stick a 4S setup in there, potentially change around the gearing a little bit. If we really wanted to, we could go a little bit faster with this. But I have to be honest, you know, the speeds that we achieved today on 2S and 3S are definitely reasonable, and it would definitely make you happy. You know, as it actually stands, it is definitely a reasonable machine, and it is capable of a decent amount of speed. Now, this does have its benefits and it does have its drawbacks. Now, I think what we're going to go into first of all is the things that I don't actually like about it. Now, there's not a huge amount of things I don't like about it, but there are definitely some, and they really do stand out. Now, if you've been watching this series from pretty much from the start, you will know that I've had a few issues with it. Obviously, the first one is the manual. Now, the manual is really lacking detail. When I was actually building this thing up, I actually got to a couple of steps where I had to go back on myself because I put a certain component together the wrong way, maybe in like a reverse order, because the instructions really aren't clear. I've got nothing against ABSIMA. This is my first ever ABSIMA kit as well, but I really do think the instruction manual needs to be improved a little bit. Should this be appealing to someone who is an absolute beginner in the hobby, I definitely think they may struggle a little bit to put it together. Now, I've built many kits over the years, and I did find this probably the most difficult just because it's really not clear. Now, the other thing that really bugged me a little bit when I opened the box for this was I was greeted by a set of bushings. Now, I haven't seen bushings on an RC in quite a few years. Pretty much every RC I own is running bearings. So when I opened the box up and see the bushings in there, I was a little bit disappointed. Now, I know it's a budget kit, and I know bearings can cost a little bit more money, but I don't think they're that much more expensive. I really think ABSIMA could have maybe charged slightly more and included a set of bearings, because bushings, they work, I just don't think they're that great. So I do want to mention as well, I dislike the steering on this a little bit. It just doesn't feel as precise as I'd maybe like. Also, it's got quite a wide turning circle. Maybe that's me just being picky, I'm not sure, but I'm not really a fan. So yeah, I mean, not a huge amount of things I dislike about it, but I think there's a couple of main ones in there, which is obviously the bushings and the manual. I think, you know, things like that could potentially be a deciding factor for some people, you know, whether to actually go for one or not. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the things I do like about this, and then maybe we can come to some sort of conclusion and try and work out whether or not this would be a good kit for someone. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that I do like about this then. I think the first thing is the actual colour scheme on the body shell. I don't know about you guys, but I really do like the colour scheme on this. It's definitely very, very bright. It's quite vibrant as well. Definitely does stand out. I do really like the body shell on this. Okay, so apart from the body shell, what else do I actually like about this? Well, to be honest, I pretty much like the whole thing. Now, I like the fact it's a 1/10 scale platform, which means that there's enough space in there to accommodate, you know, quite a high capacity 2S and 3S pack. I like the fact that you can, you're not really limited to your choice of components. You can pretty much run any sort of 10th scale motor and ESC combo. When it comes to receiver, you've got plenty of spaces to fit your receiver in as well. It does use a standard size servo. Just overall, it feels quite nice. Now, it's nothing special, to this particular buggy. Any sort of 10th scale buggy will feature pretty much the same thing, but we are still thinking about the price. Now, there's probably a lot of nice things I could say about this, but I think the one thing we really need to talk about is whether or not this would be suited to someone who's starting out in the hobby, who fancies building a kit. We really do need to talk about whether or not this would be a good option. Now, would I recommend this to someone who is brand new to the hobby? They've never built an RC kit before. Maybe they don't want to go for a ready-to-run vehicle, so they do want to build a kit. I don't think this is one that I would actually recommend. But this is because the manual is just so difficult to actually work out. I think it would really make someone struggle a little bit if they've never put together an RC before. I think the overall task is quite daunting on its own. The fact that the manual really doesn't help you, I really think it would be difficult to actually get this thing put together if you've never built one before. Now, if you're like myself and you have put RC kits together before, you probably won't struggle too much. But this is part of the reason why I'm saying I don't think it's for someone who's never really been into the RC hobby before, just because it's a little bit complicated. If you're like myself and you have done a kit before, you should be absolutely fine. Now, there's not a lot more I can actually say about this. Obviously, we had to do this video to come to a conclusion as to whether or not I would recommend it to an absolute beginner. I think we've established that I wouldn't, just because the manual's too complicated. Now, if you like the design, feel free, get yourself a ready-to-run version. But I think if you're brand new, there's potentially a few other options out there for you. Now, we're going to leave it there today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is probably going to be the last time we see the Obsima on the channel. I'm not sure what my plans are. I don't know whether to keep it. I don't know whether to move on. Potentially, I may turn this into a 4S beast. I'm not sure at this moment. But yeah, we had to finish the series off. I hope I've cleared a few things up. I hope you've enjoyed this video once again, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment down below. If there's anything you want to ask me, feel free, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.